Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of the Unlocking My Millions challenge. This is a time period where I love this conversation more so than anything. And if you guys were joining me yesterday, I'm super curious. I was like loving to see your guys' posts inside of the playground around what you're looking at. What do you want to accomplish in your business, right? Why is this important to you? And that's the question that really I'm always at task for, is why is this important? What do you want to get out of this? How is this going to impact your life? And what kind of business do you really want to have? Like, seriously, women, like if you could sit down and say, this is the type of business I want. I want to be able to take care of my family. I want to be able to be activities for my kids. I want my business to not always be in the forefront of everything I do. Like, what does that look like? And the thing I do know, which I think is something to consider as women, is that we do have seasons in our life, right? I talked yesterday about how we have the infradian rhythm and the cycles and how powerful those are. And when you start leveraging that brain power, that chemical like reaction that happens in your body, and you start understanding what your body is telling you and how to manage your energy within that, everything starts to change, right? And so one of the things that I know is that when we talk about that rhythm, a lot of us have children. A lot of us have maybe you're taking care of a parent. Maybe you're doing taking care of yourself. Maybe something's going on in your life. You know, there's a lot that we deal with as women on a day-to-day basis because our thinking is so much more complex. How we approach life is so much more complex. We can't just be this tunnel vision all the time, because in our tunnel vision, we block out so much of what's going on, right? So there's seasons in our life as entrepreneurs also, especially for women. And a lot of those seasons take place whether you're single, whether you have children that are at a young age, you have children that are at an age where they can take care of themselves, you have children that are adults that are completely out of the house. What does that look like for you? Because any one of those seasons in your life requires a little tweak to your business, requires a little bit of adjustment. You may not be able to go full throttle yet, but you can set the foundation and the building blocks as you're building your business. And that's one of the things that we want to start with in this conversation today, is the foundation of money. Yes, money is such an important topic, because many of us do have money blocks. The crazy thing is, it's not just women that have money blocks. It's men too, honestly. We have this block around receiving money, about getting too much money, having too much money, the guilt around or fear of even making money. I remember when I first got started in the world of entrepreneurship, a lot of things that kept me from really stepping into my power was the fear of making it. Because in my fear of making it, I was afraid that my family would ask money from me, that I'd be giving out loans, that I wouldn't be able to keep the money. And there was a lot of this upset around having money, or because a lot of the programming, a lot of the verbiage I heard growing up is like, oh, rich people have this, rich people have that, rich people are snobs, rich people are empowered, like they're rude, we have all these different belief systems that play into that we hear over and over again. It's the soundtrack that runs in the background. And so sometimes that can also be some of the fear of getting forward. I remember I actually sat down with each one of my siblings at some point in my journey, and I said, you made a comment recently. Maybe we're out driving around. They're like, ugh, they're so entitled, and they drive a certain type of car. And I said, and I look at them and I said, if I drove that car, would you say the same thing about me? And their immediate response is, no, of course not. I know who you are. You're not that kind of person. And I said, but every time you say that, you build a story for me about what it is that what I have a belief around money. I said, because my fear is that if I make that kind of money, you're going to hold it against me. You're going to resent me. You're not going to love me, right? And it was an eye-opening conversation to have with each one of my siblings around what it actually looked like to have the type of lifestyle that I wanted. And so, I had to get clear on that. So I was healing a lot of the conversations that I was having with my family, with my siblings, with my friends, because a lot of the times they don't recognize their own language. And so money has always been, I guess, what they call a sensitive topic. But the more I dive into it, the less sensitive it actually is. Really what it is it's a storybook. And numbers tell a story. And especially in the business world, they tell a very unique story. They tell the story about the health of your business. Now, most of us, and I've talked with a lot of you women that are in here, and we don't talk a lot about money. And I'm breaking down this conversation because honestly, money is money. And my hope is that you guys are all cheering each other on to make the money and that there's no resentment or upset. And if you feel that for another woman or another human being around how they're making their money, there's an upset, I want you to sit with yourself. There's a conversation that you're not having with yourself or a belief that you have with yourself around what money is. And that is really for you to figure out, right? That's not the conversation we're having here inside of Truth Mom Academy. That is something that you are going to have to get settled with. There's tons of amazing coaches. There's even coaches probably here inside our Truth Mom Academy that can help you work through this mind block that you have around money. And the crazy thing is, I don't think any of us have a block around money. I mean, honestly, I think every single one of us at some point has probably worked for a job, received money, gotten a paycheck. We have no problem getting a paycheck. We have no problem taking in money. So it's not that. It's not that we don't want money. That's not the thing. There's something else about how we're managing our money as a business owner. And so what I'm going to talk with you guys today is the truth behind money. And this is where I think most of the training has failed us in the world of business. So many, and I even put this out there. I said, what was most important? I said, is a business plan important or is the business marketing important? I left out a very big piece of the puzzle here, and I'll share that in just a sec. And everyone said, oh, the marketing plan is way more important than the business plan. And I was like, interesting. Because what's fascinating about that is when you're learning to design your business and you're following the Unlocking My Millions methodology for women on how we build and scale businesses in a more holistic way, right? To give you that proven sense of, okay, I need to keep my money in my bank account. I need to grow my money in my bank account. And I needed my money to be moving and doing good things for me, right? It's not just there to pay the bills. It's there for so much more. And so part of the process is learning how to structure and work within your habits that you already have and beliefs that you already have around money. And then start restructuring that belief system. And trust me, this is something I'm still at work on every single freaking day. Okay. Like it doesn't be like, poof, there you go. Right. This is the habit that's going to take you a little bit to learn because the traditional business system that's in place financially for us, the small business owners, isn't geared for us to have the success initially. Right. There are some benefits with big business banking, I'm not going to lie, but for the most of the time, it's not about what we're doing right now. So I'm going to do a quick slide share with you because I think this is really important. And if you guys were with me yesterday, we definitely talked about the 4 phases. And what's interesting is when you understand how to communicate or use your 4 phases of your month, when you start looking at, okay, when do I need to be thinking about my finances? When do I need to be communicating more about what my offer is and how much am I receiving into my life? That's going to be the beautiful part of this, right? So we are talking about receiving cash into your life and then putting that cash into the world in a more effective and a holistic way that makes sense with what your habit already is. So first question before I jump into slide deck. How many of you have a business banking account? Just out of curiosity, I just want to know if you have a business banking account, you can just quietly say yes to yourself, or if you feel comfortable, you can drop a 1 inside the comments. But I want to know how many of you actually have set up a business banking account for your business. And to do that, you have had to have established yourself as a business. Now, there's a couple of different pieces of the puzzle around this that I'm going to talk about. So there's a sole proprietor. Basically, you're just getting what they call an EIN number, but it just masks over your social security number. Sole proprietor means it's just you doing all the work, nobody else. There's not a lot of legal protection around sole proprietorship, but it allows for you to get that EIN number to then apply for a business bank account, which is critical. You want to set that bank account up, right? Once you have your EIN number, the thing you have to recognize is that that is now the social security number for your business. That is your business credit number. So you want to treat that with a crap ton of respect, okay? And to do that is to understand that once you have that EIN number, you have the ability to start establishing your business credit line. And to do that means that you have to first be aware and you know what that is, right? So EIN, it's your social security number for your business. It is how you can get your business to be paying for itself, removing your credit score and your personal responsibility to your company. Okay. That's the first thing I really want you to know. The back into the business plan of it. So you have your sole proprietor EIN number. You also have the options, and again, consult a financial advisor, consult your lawyer, consult your CPA for any further information around what works best for your business. Okay. I'm just sharing some of my experience, what I've learned over the years, having worked with multiple different businesses, different setups, all of that. So you have your LLC. An LLC is a kind of like your limited liability company. You can set that up as your business structure also. That's another layer of protection. It's still attached to the EIN number. So you want to go that way. From an LLC, you can actually step up into an S Corp or a C Corp, right? You can actually petition, and I would get with your CPA around this one, but you can actually petition to get that moved from an LLC into a corporate status. So that was something I learned from my CPA. I'm sharing it with you, but definitely double check everything I'm saying to you, okay? I want you to feel confident and comfortable in what you're doing as a small business owner. So once you get that business established, once you get your EIN number, once you have your business bank account, majority of you are in business. Congratulations. That was the first steps. Even if you're in network marketing, even if you're an affiliate marketer, a top leader, even if you're a course creator, you want to make sure that your business finances are separate from your personal. Trust me, your accountant will thank you for this immensely, but you definitely want to separate personal from business. And how many of us actually use our own personal credit cards and everything else to start businesses? Most of us honestly do. We put it on a personal credit. I remember the first time I got into network marketing, I went to purchase my first big package. And of course, what did I put it on? I put it on my personal credit card. I didn't know any better, right? So you may not have known at the time, but the thing is that it's okay to learn it now and make future adjustments, right? And ultimately, my hope is that you'll take this information, and when somebody gets started with you in your company or with you, you can share this experience with them also, okay? So you want to make sure that you establish yourself as a business. Step number one, super, super important, okay? So what I'm about to share with you is kind of like the thinking process and some of the things that we see over and over again in the world of business. And I'm going to share this with you just real quick. Hold on. I'm going to be on one screen, so you're just going to see it all. Like, I'm not even worried about it. You guys are going to see the back side of my slide deck. Like, let's do this, right? So let me share with you what that looks like. There we go. All right. So you guys can see here that this is the first truth bomb. And I'm actually going to drop this out of there. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because that's what you do, because you kind of work. Oops, that was too big. So there we go. So the first thing I want you to be aware of, right, is that 53% of female-owned business owners our businesses are funded by personal savings. That means that we as women usually use our 401ks, our personal savings account to start our business. If this is true for you, let me know, right? The other shocking thing that I found really interesting was that 82% of small businesses fail because of cash flow issues. And I think we've all experienced this at one point or another, because we've had the access to money, we've made money, and then the next thing we know is that we don't have the money anymore. And that's because of this right here, this cash flow issue that isn't often talked about. Because what they traditionally tell us, like I shared with you, is I said, great, you got your EIN, go and open like a business bank account, either at your favorite bank where you've been doing business for years. They give you what? They help you open a business bank account, and it is one single account, right? So, but you got it. You got your business card, you've got your business checks, and you're super excited because now you are in business, right? You can connect this account to receive money through companies like PayPal, Stripe, Vimeo, all these other, or Venmo, all these other tools out there. You can now attach it to your business account and accept payment. Congratulations, right? Like, this is how we're looking at it. Here's part of the problem, though. This traditional banking method has you looking at the whole plate. So when you get started, you're making the money or you're making your first couple of dollars, it passes through, ends up into your one bank account. And from that, you have to pay your expenses, your taxes, payroll if you have it, pay for your inventory, whatever you have to purchase from your network marketing company or for your business itself or for your course or whatever, like whatever that might be. And you haven't even considered how you're going to pay yourself. Like what's your owner's compensation and where's the profit? So typically what we end up doing is we treat this as one big bucket. We treat this as one bucket that we're going to do everything out of. Ugh. See, this is where we all struggle, to be honest, okay? We struggle with this because when you look at one plate of food, you typically eat everything on the plate. When you're looking at one bank account, you typically spend what's in there. That is our natural habit, right? There's actually a law about this. I'm going to go yell at my business partner, Rich Crick, in the other room. Do you remember the law for this? She's like, I knew you were going to ask me. I'm like, oh my gosh, not over here. This is the best part of having your business partner also be your roommate and best friend. Because sometimes you can just yell down the hall for what you need. But this law is basically says, if you have it, you will spend it, right? And how many of you have experienced that? How many of you have experienced like, if I have it, I will spend it? Because we don't see the different buckets for this. We don't see this. And so the one thing that we've been really at work on here inside the Truth Bomb Academy is that we've been following along, and you may have read it. It's a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. And if you haven't read this yet, I definitely recommend getting your hands on it. Now, the information in here is fantastic. His dropping it down, his setting it up. Creating multiple bank accounts is really one of his methodologies for implementing the Profit First for your business. Now, his multiple account process makes a lot of sense, to be honest, because if you were working out of one account that was just your operational expenses and that said, this is all the money you have. Parkinson's law. There you go. So Parkinson's law basically states, if you have it, you'll spend it. Literally, like if you've got it in front of you, you will spend it, use it, buy. Like it is the law of diminishing. Like it is basically saying that I just repeated myself again. So I'm going to stop right there. See, sometimes I do that. You just got to work with me here. So one of the interesting things about Mike's approach to taking profit first in a business is it's not the traditional way of doing accounting. It's not the traditional way your CPA looks at your finances. They look at it and they say, okay, here's your income, here are your expenses, and then you have profit. And really what I love about what Mike created is that this actually works with what we typically do as women. How many of you, and I know I've done it myself, sometimes we'll set aside like a savings account for like your vacations, or we'll put money aside over here to pay for something, or we're saving up for something. Like initially we do put money aside to save for different things. And so we have this ability to really understand and prioritize even for our household, like what's our food budget, right? What's our entertainment budget? What's the clothing for the kids budget? Like we kind of look at managing our money for like where we're going to spend it and how we're going to spend it. But this doesn't always cross over into the business. And really what we're going to teach you with Profit First is how to take the Profit First analogy and even bring it into your personal, because this is going to be really cool. So most of you, if you're owning the business, you're the owner's comp. Like you are the owner, you should be taking a paycheck. And if you're not taking a paycheck, like many women I know, I've heard this more often than not, I pay everybody else but myself. No, that needs to stop right now. Okay. You can't keep paying everybody and putting everyone else before yourself. If you're not pulling a paycheck in, then the business that you're in is literally a monster eating you alive. Okay. You will burn out faster. You will get frustrated easier, and you'll wonder if you should even stay in business. Okay. It's time to take a step back and breathe with this. So one of the things that I really like about what we've been discovering for you, and we've been hard at work, like technology is changing all the time. Like I told you, there are a lot of new systems, a lot of new training that's coming out there, a lot of new things that are being really developed for the small business owner. And so inside of the Profit First, what Mike talks about, and I'm going to share this with you real quick, is that once you once you implement this, once you open up a second bank account, you create what we call the flow through method. Okay. The flow through method around taking in that income is that you literally have one account. So right now, your business account that you've set up is basically an income account. All the money flows in there. Well, what we want you to start doing, and what we're going to show you and even hold your hand through, because I learned this and I thought this was really, really great, but trying to implement it on my own, I fall back into old habits, right? So when you're trying to develop a new habit, you really want to be with people that are also trying to develop this new habit, and also with people that have developed this habit of taking care of their money this way. So one of the things we talk about is that you're making the money. You want to put the money that you're making into an income account. You want to take that and make that your priority, right? From there, if you're going through the profit first method, he talks about separating out your income into different buckets based on a percentage. So this is where we're going to get little numbers. And trust me, I'm not a big numbers fan. I mean, I definitely struggled with this in the beginning. But the simplest thing to do is that if you're just getting started with this, if you just want to kind of see what this looks like, the one account we definitely recommend opening up is absolutely just a profit account, creating us either an extra savings account with your business banking, however you want to set that up. But the thing is the money that comes in, there should be money that goes into a profit account for you, literally taking profit right from the start and putting that into its own separate account, whether it be a savings account or a business account. You want to put it away over there. You want to create an owner's compensation account. You want to have a percentage of that money that comes in that really is allocated to giving you your paycheck. Okay. You're going to have a tax account, which we all know you're going to have to pay taxes. Welcome to the world. Like, this is part of what we do. And then you want your operations. What is your business costing you? And that's just the start of what we're going to be talking about here. So I wanted to show you this visual because it's super, super important that you understand that what we're showing in here is the foundation of building longevity and financial success. Most of the business training that we get out here skims over this, right? If I go through a financial business plan or I go through business planning, they talk about finances. They want to know what my expenses are. They want to know my future projections of what I'm making. And like, it is literally, that's all they care about. The problem with that is it doesn't take into account the human habit, you and I, ladies, of how we engage with our money. So one of the things that we are at effect with inside of Unlocking My Millions is that we break this training down a little bit further and we go into the percentages, we go into the development of these different banking accounts to create for you the habit of understanding how money moves. So the dollar that comes in, that full dollar isn't yours. And man, I really wish somebody had taught me this freaking years ago, honestly, because what happens is that especially when you're an entrepreneur, so when you work for the corporate world, right, when you get your check, they've already taken out taxes, they've taken out, your benefits, they've taken out your 401k, like they do a lot of things before you actually get that leftover check in the mail. So because of that, we typically think, okay, this is the money I have to spend, let's go spend it. So if you've ever had a job and then became an entrepreneur, that habit that the corporations did for you isn't ingrained in your business yet. You haven't thought of it at that level yet. But I'm hoping that with this conversation, we're starting to drip that first level of awareness, right? This is why it's super important that when that dollar comes in, you don't treat that dollar like it's your piggy bank. You've got to look at that dollar and say, okay, of this, 10%, is what I'm paying myself with, right? And I'm just throwing out numbers here. This is actually, we go more in depth with how this should actually look for your business. How much, 15% goes into my tax account, like that dollar, 15 cents of it now goes into my tax account, right? So I've got 85 cents to work with. Of that 85 cents, right, 30 cents of it has to go and pay for my operation. So like what we teach you is how to structure the breakdown of your percentages that makes sense for your business. And the first thing it starts with, ladies, and I know you're not going to love me for this, is understanding what your expenses are in your business. This is the one thing where it's going to be like a smack in the face, but it requires you to sit with this and actually do the work. So this is why we talk about separating your business from your personal. What are your business expenses? Not what your personal expenses are. That's what you want to take into consideration later. That's what you want to take into consideration for your owner's comp, right? But the first thing we have to look at is, what is the business costing you? Are you uncomfortable yet? Are you like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do this? My numbers, people, I know you're loving this, right? My people that are columns and rows that do a lot of budgeting, they're like, oh, I can totally tell you what that is. So that's the start of your basis, right? And so you want to know what your expenses are first and foremost. Sit down, write out, like, what is your website costing you? What is your inventory cost? Like, it is a hard look at your business. And what's great about this is that we actually have a formula and a part of our workshop inside Unlocking My Millions, inside of Unlocking My Millions, that we have you review. We have you go through a checklist and really start putting together what this looks like. So holding your hand through this process. Again, trying to do this on your own might seem a little intimidating. It has that impact sometimes. But really what we're trying to do is to get you to understand what your business is costing you. Once you understand what your business is costing you, you then look at, okay, what is the revenue or income that's coming in, right? Is it eating all the revenue? You know, is every dollar that I bring in going right back out to pay for my expenses? And if you're in that situation, you have to look at, do you need all your expenses? You have to start with what Mike calls trimming the fat. And being a chef, that makes sense to me. Like, right, you want to get to the lean meat of your meal. And so you're going to have to trim some of the fat. You want to take away what's not going to be good for you. And you want to focus in on really what's serving you in your business. And this is a really good thing to do at least once a year, if not twice a year, is check in and make sure business-wise, you're still taking care of what you need for your business, right? Are you lean enough in the beginning to build your business, to get profit first, to pay yourself, right? So what does that look like? And so once you get that in place, once you understand what your business is costing you, from there, can you really start implementing a profit first mentality? You got to first know where you're at to understand where you want to go. And it's not just about, for some of you that are in the network marketing industry, for some of you that are in affiliate marketing, it's not just recruiting the next person in. It really is understanding your numbers. And I love how people always say, well, you just need this many people to bring. I'm not talking how many people to bring into a business. I'm not talking about how many customers you need yet. I'm talking about, if you don't bring a customer in, what is it costing you every single day for your business? Like, getting that granular inside of it, because you need to know that you are a business owner. You have responsibilities not only to yourself, but to your family and to your community and even to your team. So really, this is a hard look at what you're doing. But the good news is, inside of Unlocking My Millions, we help you out. Like, you're not left alone to figure this out and be like, oh my gosh. And the crazy thing is that it's all of us. And the fun part around this is that actually when you hit the realization that even the most successful businesses struggle with this conversation, because the business banking behind this isn't set up to really support us as a small business. Now, I do remember implementing some of this way back when I was working for a company that we started separating. They started separating out their different accounts. So they had read profit first and were attempting to do this on a bigger scale. The thing is that still required each different banking account, that still required a fee that's associated or a minimum balance to have in each single banking account. And the profit first strategy didn't always align with how the traditional banking worked. So if you guys haven't yet, so the book is Profit First. I'm going to put this in here, and on the recording, I'll put this up too. I'll put the links and everything. Is the book that you definitely want to get. Move this out of the way. And then when we talk about the type of business banking that we have found and discovered is actually they created a partnership, and we have some really great training by this banking, because it is phenomenal. It makes your life easier, and it automates the whole process of what I talk about, those percentages, which might boggle your mind. You're like, I'm not good at numbers. I'm not good at, don't worry. We got you, right? I think it is. So one of the tools, one of the banking system, it's a business banking designed for small business owners and entrepreneurs like you and I. And what I love about this, and when you guys will actually see more training of this around inside of Unlock My Millions, when you get into the financial section, you'll unlock this amazing training by Relay Banking around what this banking system and platform can do for you as a small business owner. Really making your life so much easier than I ever thought possible, to be honest. So around this, you actually, what I love about this, and this is why we talk about this type of business banking, is the partnership between Profit First and Relay Banking is that they implement this whole process. You can open up to 20 bank accounts, right? No fees. You can zero out the balance without any problems. So basically allowing you to implement this habit creating format around your money. It will actually even put in the automation that you're looking for around your business. So remember we talked about that income plate coming in, and you're like, how do I disperse this income plate into all these different buckets? Like, what are the percentages? How do I do that? How do I keep track of it? I'm not good at math. I don't want to do it myself. Well, the beautiful thing within the Relay Banking system is that you can actually set up the automation for this, so that you know every time the money comes in, you can do this every day. You can do this once a week. You can do this once a month, twice a month, really whatever works for your business. And that's where we support you. But it'll take the money that's in your income account and disperse it by percentages into each one of the accounts as you've designated it, making your life easier. So you don't even have to think about it. So when you open up your bank account and you go to your operations, you know the money you can actually spend, right? You understand what you can and cannot do with the income that you've been bringing in. And that puts a lot of security around your money. And you talk about, I'm not good with money, I don't understand how money works. This is the idiot-proof way of creating a better habit around the money that's coming in, so that you're not just spending every dollar that's coming in, but you're starting to allocate it to the different buckets. And what's really cool inside the Profit First strategy is that profit account that you're taking can either pay off your debt. That's one of the ways they say that you can use that profit account. So if you've got debt or you've got personal credit that you need to pay off and you want your business paying that off for you, that's definitely one way you can approach that. The other thing is that profit account then becomes your quarterly bonus, right? That's your play money. So you're going to still take an owner's compensation. You're going to get paid. Yes, you're going to take a paycheck, ladies. You're not taking the whole thing. You're still making sure you're running this as a business through this business enterprise, through these bank accounts. But what's beautiful is that profit account could be your opportunity to either, buy yourself a really good meal, go out on a date. Maybe that's where you're saving up for your family vacation, and your business is the one that's paying for it, right? It's not coming out of your owner's compensation. It's coming out of your profit account, because your profit account is where you're saying, yeah, this is the money that I'm actually earning in my business. This is above and beyond, right? And what's great about this, what we're learning, Heidi and I, inside of Truth Bomb Academy, is like, what else can we do with that profit account? What else can we do to, keep that money moving forward? What other, investments? So it's like, it's starting to understand how money moves. And I think when you control your money better, when you can actually control and allocate it out to these different buckets, so you always have the money set aside to pay your taxes, and you're not trying to scramble for that at the end of the year. You have money set aside that every week or every 2 weeks you're taking your owner's compensation. You have a quarterly bucket of profit that you can either use for yourself or to help pay down some debt for the business, right? Pay off that personal line of credit that you took out to start your business, right? That kind of thing. So you want to be able to really understand the world of business and money, and really the cash management piece is the bigger piece, because it allows you to see for yourself, okay, how many customers do I need to have this month to hit this revenue goal so that I can cover my expenses? So it first starts off with, what are your expenses? It starts off with, what's it costing you? And then you look at, okay, now I can future project. How many new customers do I need to bring in? How many new clients do I need to bring on? Like, how many products do I need to sell? How many bouquets of flowers do I need to sell? Whatever that looks like for you, now you have a place to stand and say, okay, this is what I need to be doing every single day. And then you have some focus around what you're selling, and you understand the business that you're in. And this is a completely different mindset. I really, really wish, like I said, that somebody has showed me this method, but really it's happening as it needs to, right? So like I said, we are learning so much more about the small business owners. There's so much new technology coming. There are so many new benefits to the traditional. And like I say, with inside of Unlocking My Millions, we're pushing boundaries, where we're leveling up the business plan to better serve women. And to do that, we're finding resources and creating collaborations. Like, we've got a great partnership with Relay Bank. They're doing training for us inside the Truth Bomb Academy community. They're definitely doing specialized training here inside of Unlocking My Millions. And we're doing that for you because we're building the relationships so you benefit from the knowledge and expertise. And if you ever have a question, you have somebody that you can talk to. Like, how awesome is that to have somebody that you can actually have a conversation or ask questions around the world of business and financing? Not only that, one of the big things we're committed to here inside of Unlocking My Millions for our women that are coming in wanting to build your business, you want to level up your business. So sometimes you have money around, ask questions around grant money. How do I apply for grant money? Well, I just shared with you some of the biggest secrets, which is getting your EIN number established, getting that, understanding your business line of credit. And then I haven't even talked about yet how to establish business credit, because eventually you want your business credit to be the only credit that's involved in your business. You personally are not liable. Your company is flourishing in a profitable way that you can get bank loans, you can get credit cards, you can get business loans or trade lines that help you grow your business. So the money is no longer coming out of your pocket and it's not attached to you. Hello, this is the financial knowledge of the rich, right? And to do this, you have to understand how this works. So inside of Unlocking My Millions, this is what we teach. We want you getting into that profit mindset. We absolutely want you making that $1 million sustainably without burning out. Like I shared with you yesterday, there are 4 phases that we go through as women. And it is about, hey, what is it going to take to unlock $1 million? What would my life look like if I had access to that, right? And that's where this whole idea of Unlocking My Millions, this is where we blend both what it is to be a female and the understanding of how this works for us, right? How this impacts our lives and the difference it makes for us. We want you to be able to step in and not only just make $1 million this month or this year, but sustain that income for a long time. We're talking legacy sharing. So when we put together Unlocking My Millions, this is a pathway to 7-figure success with work-life balance. This is teaching you as a woman how to build and scale your business and do it in a holistic way so that you don't feel like you're sacrificing time, money, and energy chasing the almighty dollar. We built this for women that want real interactive female business design training, like designed for women. And so that infradian rhythm, that secret element of what makes us a woman ties into this, right? So whether you're product-based, service-based, brick and mortar-based, there is absolutely in here for you, because the reality is it's a business first, and we're teaching you business. Then from there, you can learn how to implement your marketing. We'll go into that even a little bit further. What I want to share with you right here is that traditional business training is failing us women. No matter how you look at it, we are getting access to amazing business training. There are over 42% of all businesses in the US are owned by women. It's 13 plus million. I think it's actually at 14 plus million and counting, right? And yet less than 3% of us are hitting that millionaire status. And the reason is because we're not building within our natural flow. We're still trying to be on that productivity scale. We're still trying to build businesses in a traditional manner that no longer serve us when there's a better way to manage our money, right? What I love about what we're doing, women, is that we have added 1.8 trillion generated revenue from women-owned businesses that comprises of 4.3% of the total private sector annual revenue. We are contributing massively financially to our economy. Yet the crazy part is that while these 42% and less than 3% of us are making $1 million, there are 43% of us women that will experience some type of emotional, physical, and mental burnout. That's crazy to me. And that's what had me looking at, okay, what needed to change? What needed to change in our business training to better ensure that we have success, that we create more millionaires, so that we do what we want to do with that money. We want to protect our family. We want to do better. We want to do more community service. We want to make a difference. We want to make impact. Well, to make impact, you can no longer follow a traditional business model. It's hurting you. It's not serving us. Trust me, I have been at this for almost 2 years now, and I've just really discovered that I like building my business by following and syncing with my cycle. I feel so much better about my energy and what I'm doing, and I don't get sick because I know what I need to be doing. So here you're going to learn, inside of Unlocking My Millions, the Her Business Pathway, the foundation, what it is to be a woman in business, understanding that you're a woman, and the whole beauty that comes with that, right? We're talking about boosted memory, increased mental sharpness, increased productivity, time to rest. Man, scheduling and rest time. You're going to learn to clarify your business, your passion, your purpose. We ask you very specific questions. We get you thinking, playing in a mindful and creative way. It's about understanding what triggers your heart and how to build that. For those of you, you might need an offer or price checked up, right? You might need to know how to make sure you're pricing correctly. And the great thing is that we've got a formula for you. We have actually a formula that you can take, input in your numbers, and you know what it's going to cost you to have and put together that product or service. So you know, are you pricing your product to effectively build your business? Teams, roles, and responsibilities. Everybody wants to hire somebody, but if you've been like me, scared to death on how to do it, how do you find the right person? How do you find someone that's going to be a match for you? Well, you know what? There's an easy way to do this. Heck, you can have, in 90 seconds, you can have everybody on your team on the same page. You're going to learn templates for roles and responsibilities, how to hire the right people for the job that you have in mind. The business cash management, this is setting up that financial structure like I just shared with you, setting up those buckets, right? How to stop feeding the monster and having it start feeding you, right? We're going to also give you access to a sneaky way to break up with your limiting money beliefs. We've got some amazing training by some extraordinary women. They're going to show you how to break up some of your limiting beliefs you have around money, right? And the cash management secret that 93% of small businesses owners don't know. And that's what we're going to teach you, because I promise you, these businesses are struggling and it's not okay anymore. We're also going to talk about marketing. What actually works for marketing? What works for you? What are the desires of your customers that will actually have them whipping out their card at any price point for your service? What is it that drives them? What are the words you need to use? What are the words you need to get to really communicate effectively? Not only that, how do you design a marketing calendar that's in sync with your cycle, your consistency, your flow? And then working with you through collaboration and connection. If you really want to set up an affiliate program, maybe you want to learn how to create joint ventures and collaborations. What does that look like? How do I set up a 3-day challenge? How do I create resources? What does a funnel look like? Trust me, I've heard it all. So with Unlocking My Millions, we're starting a live 9-week coaching session starting on September 3rd. So this is your opportunity to join us. So it's 9 weeks of live coaching to scale your business. You're going to get 9 weeks of group coaching, 9 weeks of Q&A, and Heidi and I, as a bonus for those that take action and join us this time around, we're going to do a one-on-one session. So Heidi's going to do a one-on-one financial session with you, and I'm going to do a one-on-one coaching session with you around your business. So business piece is going to be great. So one-on-one coaching with each one of us. You're going to get your own customizable Unlocking My Millions playbook. This is designed for you to go through, we're going to take you through this entire process and walk you through what it is that your business you really, really want. You're also going to have access to manifesting truth. So a meditation library, Enneagram training. This is my best training for self-development. This is really ties into how women think and feel, what drives us. Mindfulness activities, accountability and celebration. We want to celebrate with you. Time magic, how to design your business every 28 days, how to implement those 4 phases to make sure you increase your productivity and creativeness while scheduling downtime. That millionaire cash flow method for women, we're going to show you what it looks like to really manage your cash flow. Unlocking the science of getting rich for women. This is a must-have mindset around any limiting beliefs. So discover the 16 secrets of money that will unlock financial abundance. Things that have been holding you back. You're going to love this training. We also have getting started with WordPress, Shopify, getting started on TikTok, YouTube, videos, shorts, getting started with Pinterest. We want to give you marketing, money, and all the tools for that. And honestly, for this price point, we're giving it away. I have charged well over $12,000 for similar courses, and I'm gifting this to you today, and I'm open to receiving from you. This is what I typically receive. I typically receive about $19.97 for this program. This program includes a lot of coaching, a lot of hand-holding, a private community, a place for you to ask questions about being really honest and open with each other. But not only that, and I know some of you are struggling with the pay in full, but when you do pay in full, you're going to get a tech support call. So any type of the technology that or automation tools that we share in here, if you need help implementing it, you're going to have an opportunity to get that support you need at no extra cost, okay? Now, we have the ability for you to do a low payment. So we use things like Klarna, Affirm. So you can choose. PayPal's got a 6-month interest-free. Klarna has different payment plans. All you have to do is connect on them, fill out the information. If you already have accounts with them, that is fantastic. But like Affirm will tell you, you can do it 36 months. You can pay as low as $69. It does have an interest rate, 12%. Honestly, this is cheaper than a credit card right now. There's 6 months interest free. So there are options for you to take advantage of that are available to you. So we've done everything we can to really get ready for you to present this incredible system where you're just going to get access to so much training, so much opportunity, because I want you to win. I want you to win in your business. I want you to have that financial mindset, that marketing mindset that allows for you to take time off, to step away from your business, to know that it's thriving with or without you there. And that if something should happen to your life, circumstances change, seasons change for you as women, that you're prepared for it. Unlocking My Millions isn't just something that I whipped out of thin air. It's something that every single woman who comes in contributes to. There is something to be offered, something to learn from every single woman that comes in here and says, hey, this worked, this didn't work, that language doesn't resound with me. And we keep refining and reimagining the world of business for women, giving us a safe place for us to feel confident, loved, celebrated as we celebrate each other's success. We want you to win. And the beautiful thing about this for us women is that oftentimes I hear like I'm always falling behind, or I don't feel like I can catch up. This is not a catch-up game. This is about understanding your flow and staying true to your uniqueness. And once you have that in place, everything changes. So I invite you today to check out Unlocking My Millions and join us in this amazing adventure around taking your business to the next level. This isn't just a dream. This is proven. I've got women inside of here, from those that are building out franchises, to those that are brick and mortar shop owners, to those that are network marketers, to those that are building out their coaching programs, to those that are authors. We have a variety of women in here that are doing extraordinary things, and they would love to meet you, support you, and cheer you on. We're here, and I'm here to ensure that you have the best business knowledge. I want to protect your business. I want to protect your finances, and I want to make sure that you have the ability for the rest of your life to keep growing, keep playing, and keep doing extraordinary things. Okay? And do it without the burnout, without the stress. Do it with a little more fun, with a little more play, and learn techniques to calm yourself down, to meditate, to recenter yourself, so you can always be the best of your best at all times. So with that, thanks for joining me here on day 2 of the Unlocking My Million Challenge. I hope you got value from this. I hope you saw something new for yourself. And if at nothing else, at the end of the day, if you're not ready to get started with Unlocking My Millions, my request is to pick up the Profit First book and open that next profit bank account. Get yourself started to learn how to build and grow a successful business. Thanks for joining us, and I love you all. My name is Chef Katrina. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you, and we'll see you hopefully inside of Unlocking My Millions.